I have a bag. That's always a good thing. Well done. Great job. I'm going to jump straight into it because I've got something planned. So, Jesus said, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. The only way to the Father is through me. He didn't say, I am a truth. He didn't say, I am one of the truths. He said, I am the truth. So we've got the question, is there such a thing as the truth? Or is the truth whatever you want it to be? Now you might be thinking, that's a big question. But I think our young people can answer it. And so to answer it, I'm going to have to bring out a character.
It is me, Fabio the chicken. I am a chicken, Fabio. And I'm going to use you to answer this very special question. Is there a truth, or is truth anything?
On a very misty day, when it was hard to see, Fabio was hungry and decided to go looking for some food.
Oh, I'm so hungry. Where is the food? Thank you.
As he pecked and pecked, he was going higher and higher up the mountain until he was right next to the edge of a cliff.
La la la, la la la, lovely day for the food. I hope I don't fall off any cliff. La la la.
Because it was very, very misty, he didn't see where he was going, and his eyesight wasn't that good. Above him, way up in the sky, there were 3 eagles circling. They were so high up that they were above the mist and could see clearly. And with their very good eyesight, they spotted Fabio and can see he was getting closer and closer to the cliff.
And up here, the eagles circling around, thinking, oh, Fabio's going to fall off the cliff. Well, there were 3 eagles. And eagle 1 shouted down, watch out, Fabio! There's a cliff! And Fabio said, I see no cliff. Eagle 2 said, yeah, there's no cliff. Keep going the way you're going. Oh, that's a bad eagle. And the 3rd eagle said, oh, guys, let him believe what he wants to believe. He has his truth, we have our truth. Which eagle should Fabio listen to? Hands up if you think it was the eagle that said, keep walking. Hands up if you think it was him. Hands up if you think it was the eagle that said, oh, just let him believe what he wants to believe. And hands up if you think the eagle he should listen to is the one that said, Fabio, watch out! Hands up if you think he was the good eagle to listen to. Yes! Yes, exactly. Well done.
Oh, yeah. What we think about Jesus is the most important choice we'll ever make. Because if he is who he said he was, the Son of God, then we should be listening to everything he has to say. And the Bible tells us that Jesus was the Son of God, and that he proved himself to be the Son of God because after dying for us on the cross, he rose again. He came back to life. And you know, after he came back to life, many people saw him. They thought, there's Jesus. In Matthew 28:17, it says, on the mountain they saw Jesus and worshipped him. That's a good response. But some of them did not believe that it was really Jesus. They were probably thinking, it can't be Jesus. We saw him die. That can't really be him. They all saw the same thing, but they thought differently about what they saw. Just like when Fabio was going here towards the cliff. He saw something different, but the eagle said, you're going towards a cliff, and Fabio didn't see a cliff. So, quite a lot in life, people see and experience the exact same thing, but they think very differently about what they see. I'll give you an example. Who here has ever eaten Brussels sprouts? Okay, I think we've all eaten Brussels sprouts. All the hands going up. Now, hands up. Who likes Brussels sprouts? Oh, less hands. Oh, you like Brussels sprouts? Okay. Hands up who doesn't like Brussels sprouts. Oh, there we go. Some hands going up. Do these people who like Brussels sprouts, are they getting different Brussels sprouts? Have their Brussels sprouts got chocolate inside them or something? Maybe. They're both having the same thing, but they think differently about it. That's what it means to have a different perspective. And there's lots of things that affect our perspective. It can be our experiences, our emotions, and there's many more things. And in life groups this week, adults will be going deeper into the different perspectives and where the Bible tells us they should be. Well, I want you to, I'm going to get a challenge. You're going to have to get up on your feet for this one, okay? You ready? Now, hands up if you like chocolate. You do? Okay, this is the challenge. You have to find somebody else, one of the adults or a group of the adults. It might be your mum or your dad. Find someone else who does like chocolate too. Go! 5, 4. See if you can find someone who likes chocolate. Can you find someone who likes chocolate? It should be pretty easy. Oh, yes, yes, well done. Well done. Well done. Okay. Did you find someone? It was quite easy to find someone who likes chocolate, wasn't it? Okay, now I'm going to make it a bit harder. Find someone who likes rain. Rain. Who likes rain? See if you can find someone else. Look, James likes rain. James likes rain. I don't know if you found him yet, though. Can you find James? Someone go find James. Oh, Matthew's on it. I won't believe it unless James is right here in front of me. I don't believe it until I hear him say the words. Oh, well done, Eli. Did you find Tanis? Matthew, you found James? Okay. On you come back. Good job. Find your receipts again. Right. I need to just see if this is true. I don't believe this. James, do you really like rain?
Yes. I left Ghana for rain, so I think it's...
James likes rain. Tanis, do you like rain?
Yes, I do like rain.
Wow. Isn't that amazing? Do you know, there's this song by a group called Ladysmith Black Mambazo, and it's called Rain, 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 Beautiful Rain. Do you know when I sing that to Scottish people, they never join in. But there we go. Isn't it amazing how you can have such different perspectives about the same thing? Isn't that incredible? Well, in the same way, people can think very differently about Jesus. Some say he was the Son of God. That's what I say. That's what many of us here say. He was the Son of God. Some say he was just a man. Maybe a special man, but just a man. Others say, oh, he's made up. And some say, well, some don't even pay attention to it at all. They don't even think about it. But they really should, because he claimed to be the Son of God. So, we're going to look at a couple of foundations that we can build our perspectives on. See, you can build it on your emotions. You can build it on your experience. But we're going to look at a couple. And the first foundation we're going to look at is the Word of God. What God says. Because he's got the highest perspective. He's like one of those eagles away up who can see everything. And so we're going to listen to what he has to say. Well, he tells us, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't depend on your own understanding. Remember God in everything you do, and he will give you success. Jesus said, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Now, can I tell you a funny story about a pet sheep? Can I tell you a funny story about a pet sheep? So, as you know, I'm from the Isle of Skye. It's an island where there's lots of sheep. And my grandparents used to live on a croft, or farm, some people would say. And on that farm, they had sheep. Now, sometimes what happens is the mother sheep has a baby sheep, has a wee lamb, but for some reason, she rejects the lamb. Maybe it smells different, or the mother's not well, and now the lamb's left without a mother. And so what the farmer does to save the sheep is he starts to bottle feed the sheep and raise the sheep himself. And that becomes a pet sheep, a pet lamb. It gets very used to people. Well, we had a pet sheep, and his name was Chops. We had a pet sheep, and his name was Chops. And Chops got very used to people. If we left the back gate and the back door open, Chops would come into the kitchen. Bah. Come into the house looking for biscuits. Bah. Where's the biscuits? Bah. Wow. So we had this pet sheep. Now, one day, there was a new minister at the local church, and my granny was meeting him for the first time. And she'd invited him over after the service to come and meet and have this meeting. And Granny, I don't know if you've ever had a visitor come to the house for the first time, or even any time, but you try and get everything in order. So Granny she had everything cleaned, everything was just proper. She'd prepared things. She was going to have some nice tea and biscuits. And she thought, this has to go well. I want to make a good impression on the new minister. So the minister came over to visit Granny and Grandpa. And it was going well, and she was bringing out the fine china, and it was all going well, being very proper. But somebody had left the back gate open and the back door open to the kitchen. And in the middle of the conversation, this sound from inside the house, bah! And Granny, oh no, the sheep's in. And in comes Chops. He's already helped himself to some biscuits, eating some rich tea biscuits. And Granny's mortified. Grandpa thought it was hilarious. He had a different perspective. He was laughing his head off. Granny said, oh no. And then the sheep walks in and just puts his leg to the side and starts to have a wee. Oh no! Disaster! Different perspectives on the same thing. Not a disaster. Different perspective. Well, I'm going to come now to another story about a pet sheep in the Bible. And the story is in 2 Samuel chapter 12. And it's about King David and the prophet Nathan. See, King David had done a very bad thing. He'd taken something from someone else and left them with nothing. And so God sent Nathan to challenge King David on what he had done. So when Nathan came to David, he began to tell him a story. To King David. King David's sitting there, and Nathan comes in to tell him a story. And he says to King David, he says, there were two men in a city. One man was rich, but the other was poor. The rich man had very many sheep and cattle, but the poor man had nothing except one little female lamb, which he had bought. The poor man fed the lamb, and it grew up with him and with his children. It shared his food, his biscuits, and drank from his cup. It slept in his arms, and the lamb was like a daughter to him. Then a traveler stopped to visit the rich man. The rich man wanted to give food to the traveler, but he didn't want to take one of his own sheep. And he had loads of sheep, but he didn't want to take one of them. So you know what he did? He decided to take the poor man's sheep. His only sheep, the sheep that he loved with all his heart. He decided to take his sheep to feed the traveler. And so he took the lamb from the poor man, and the rich man killed the lamb and cooked it for his visitor. When King David heard that story, he became very angry at the rich man. The rich man wanted to give food to the traveler, but he didn't want to take one of his own. So David said, that rich man killed that lamb and cooked it for his visitor, and he said to Nathan, as surely as the Lord lives, the man who did this should die. He must pay for the lamb 4 times for doing such a thing. He had no mercy. So David heard this story about the rich man taking the poor man's one little sheep, and he got very angry, and he says, that rich man, he should die for what he did. And then Nathan says to David, you are that man. You took what wasn't yours from someone else. You're that man. Now, Jesus would later come and tell us that we are to forgive others, have mercy on other people, just as God has mercy on us. But David didn't have much mercy and forgiveness for this rich man in the story. And he got all caught up in his emotions, and he assumed that it wasn't him. See, our assumptions, our emotions, even our experience aren't good foundations for what we should think, for our perspective. To get a good perspective, we need to listen to God. And God tells us to have mercy, just as he had mercy. And if we keep reading, we even read that God had mercy on David, that he didn't allow him to die like David wanted to happen when he didn't realize it was him, but he removed that sin from him and he didn't die. So, there's lots of voices in the world saying different things, saying, this is the best place to build your house. No, this is the best place to build your house. And people saying, oh, it doesn't matter where you build your house. It does matter. There is a good place to build your house. And the best one to listen to is God. I'm going to finish with this little passage. Everyone who hears these things I say and obeys them is like a wise man. The wise man built his house on a rock. It rained hard and the water rose. The winds blew and hit that house, but the house did not fall because the house was built on a rock. But the person who hears these things I teach and does not obey them is like a foolish man. The foolish man built his house on a sand. It rained hard, the water rose, and the winds blew and hit that house, and the house fell with a big crash. So, the best thing you can do in life is build your house on God, on what He says, on your relationship with Him, and your house will not fall. Just like Fabio the chicken. Okay, I come to the edge. No cliff, I see no cliff. And the big eagle says, watch out, Fabio, there's a cliff. And Fabio thinks, oh, there's a cliff. Oh, thank you for letting me know. Fabio listened to the big eagle that told him to watch out. And just like that, we should listen to God, because He's up there and He sees everything. And He tells us the right way to go, because He's the way, He's the truth, and He's the life. Amen. Amen. Well, I think if anyone deserves a round of applause, it's the young people for behaving so well and listening so well. So give them a big round of applause. The problem is with rounds of applause, you can't eat them. They're not tasty, like sweeties. Hands up who would like some sweeties. Yes, well, if you want some sweeties, come on up to the front. And I can ask the worship team to come up and get ready. Take one, and there we go. Just take one, there we go. Doo-doo-doo. That's okay. You're welcome. Just take one, there we go, there we go. One each, one each. No bother, Wisdom, no bother, Leonard. Here we come, Aaliyah. Is it for your brother? My sister. Your sister? Oh, your story's changing. I'll take your words. Here we go. Just one each. Okay. Seeing as you asked. There we go. Here you go. Well done for waiting. Oh, you're welcome.
Need some marchers, some soldiers.
There you go. You're welcome.
Some marching, some soldiers going.
Hey. Sophie, you want some sweeties?
You haven't put in your offering, you can march out in the
like this.
now.
There you go.
Marching in the light of God.
You want some
We are
sweeties?
marching in the light of God. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching in the light.
Thank you for joining us. For more information on anything at GCC, join our socials or look out for any contact details on screen. Our Sunday mornings start off at 10:15 a.m. with a half hour of prayer before our 11 a.m. service in the main auditorium. We also have Sunday school for the young ones below the age of 13 and JAM, or Jesus and Me, for those aged 13 to 18. Join our life groups on Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. in person or on Zoom, or other times during the week. On Saturday, we have a special Zoom meeting with our families and friends across the world at 8 a.m., where we will be praying for the church across the world. GEMS, the women's group, will be meeting on the second Saturday of every month from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. All women of all walks of life are welcome to a fun day at the GCC Cafe. Glasgow City Church will be having its annual International Sunday on the 5th of November 2023. Please join us in your national costume for a day of praise, worship, and thanksgiving, joining together as one body made of many nations.
All ladies are welcome to fellowship with Speaker Laura Caldwell at the Radiant Scotland Day Conference. It will be held at Glasgow City Church on the 18th of November from 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Admission is free with teas and cakes provided. You are also free to bring your own lunch to the event.
The Lord Reigns Ministries International Scotland invites you to a meeting of parents praying for the sake of bringing and keeping Christ in the hearts of the young. This Faith for Scotland event will be held at 11 a.m. on the 25th of November 2023 at the GCC Cafe. Do you have a passion for praise and worship, singing, or playing an instrument? If so, don't be shy. Speak to Barbara and join our worship team today. If you would like to give an offering to Glasgow City Church, please take a note of the details on screen. Alternatively, you can use the donate link on the Glasgow City Church website. If you pay tax, remember you can gift aid your giving, as it will increase your giving by 25% at no extra charge to yourself. You can also donate up front in the main auditorium if you're visiting in person. We thank you for your generosity. Thank you for listening. Please join in any of our events if you're able to, and have a blessed week.